Hey there, Brett the Portland Real Estate Cowboy, and today we're going to be taking a look at like three of my favorite areas. We're going to be looking at Oregon City, out towards Eagle Creek, and then into Estacada. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into the data. Right now what we're looking at is the data that was released in March 1st, and this is essentially the data that was compiled for the month of February. And what we're going to go ahead and do is just kind of start into the interior and kind of work our way out. And of course, that would be Oregon City. So right now, Oregon City has 62 total units. And right now we are sitting at 1 month of inventory. I mean, that is crazy low. That is lower than Westland. That is lower than Lake Oswego. That is super, super low. Right here we can kind of see, the same inflection point that we've been seeing throughout some of the other markets, with a little bit of a tick up right here, and hopefully, more inventory hitting the market as spring comes. We can see here that this low inventory is probably what is the cause of the average listed price here in yellow and the average sold price here in red. What we can see is that red is a little bit higher than the yellow, meaning that the sellers are actually getting above asking price. Right now, it looks like the average days on the market is about 3-ish. We could check that here in a second. But, I mean, relatively kind of stable. It looks like a little bit more of a seller's market than, last month. And coming on down here, we can see average days on the market sitting at 48 days on the market. Average sold price of $587,000, which is a little bit above the listing price right here of $548,000. Looks like we had about 39 new units come available in the month of February. And looking historically throughout the year to date, it looks like we are staying pretty steady with that average of $587,000 as our sold price. A little bit under the average, but all in all, pretty dead middle in that bell curve right there. Let's go ahead and look out over here to Eagle Creek. So Eagle Creek's got a little bit more inventory, 2.6. Of course, a small area, 8 active units right now. And we are gonna go ahead and just jump on down to the bottom here. Average days on the market, 73. I mean, with a little bit more of these rural areas, that's pretty typical, for things to kind of take a little bit longer to sell. Average sold price, $575,000. And that is just a little bit below the average for the year to date, but pretty consistent through what we've seen from out the year. Average the units, so 4 new units came available in the month of February. And I'm sure that there's probably some gyms in there, with some small to medium-sized acres for, your hobby farm or homestead. Moving on out to Estacada, 2.5 months of inventory, 47 active units. And we are seeing that same inflection point right here. Looks like hopefully we're going to be getting a little bit more inventory on the market with spring coming. And just jumping on down here, we are seeing that it's about 50 days to sell your house in Estacada. So that's how long the homes are sitting on the market. Average sold price of $553,000, which is a little bit above the year-to-date average of $518,000, but pretty just standard issue, right in the middle of that bell curve. Average list price $580,000, so a little bit of a come off on the price to get these houses sold. 23 new units hit the market in the month of February. And that kind of sums up what it's like out in Estacada. So if you are, buying or selling essentially in the Oregon City, out to Estacada area, please reach out for any of your buying and selling needs. I love the area and I'd love to help you. If you are going to get a little bit of acreage or something else, I would absolutely specialize in those kinds of things. But until next month, I hope you have a great one and see you later.